Justin, how are you doing, my guy? It's a big one. I see you're ready. You're dialed. Always dialed, Justin is.
I'm ready, man. I'm a little bit nervous, but that's what the playoffs are for, right? I feel like we were getting a little too comfortable. That's not how hockey playoffs work. That's the NBA
Exactly.
playoffs, blowouts, your team, you're feeling confident going in. The NHL, it's supposed to be gut-wrenching. It's supposed to, it's gut check time for the Avs, and I think they're going to respond. So I'm pumped. Let's do it.
Yeah, it really is. It felt way too easy. It felt almost wrong. You're so right. And I think now it finally feels like the stakes are what the stakes have been all along. A cup is on the line against the two-time defending champs, and this is big time, man. So I'm excited to have you on. 3-0 yesterday for your guy on MLB. And then I felt like such an idiot giving out the Chicago Sky spread against the Aces, as the Aces were blowing out the WNBA defending champs by like over 40 points in the first half. The Sky somehow won outright. Not only did they cover the spread, they won outright. So 3-0 yesterday. Obviously, game 3 bets did not treat us well. So we brought back the SGP king of the NVR, because you've been seeing DraftKings. They're giving us a little pre-cooked SGPs. How do you feel about this as the SGP king at the NVR?
They're usually enticing, but that kind of scares me a little bit. I'm like, what am I missing here? I'm guessing that there's cheese in there somewhere. So I'm prone to be a little bit skeptical, but I will say that the pre-cooked one for Cale Makar tonight, I'm considering taking.
Yeah, there's always at least one that feels not as cheesy as the others, and and like an actually decent one. What I was thinking today is we really should take the elements we like best from these SGPs and apply them to our own.
There we go. We'll just rip it off.
Exactly. I mean, there's they can try suing us for plagiarism, but on an SGP, that ain't gonna fly, luckily. So, yeah, man, it's a big day in Denver sports, and always great to have you on. So let's get in it. Let's get into your big 3 and how you see this game playing out. Game 4 in Tampa.
Yeah. I mean, starting with Nathan MacKinnon over 4.5 shots on goal. I think that's in your big 3 as well.
Yeah.
So I should have maybe gave a different one, but I mean, it shows just that feels like a great bet if we're both on that. I mean, you're coming off of a poor performance with how MacKinnon has played in this series. I have a feeling he's just going to come out on fire. I mean, you don't even need him to score. You just want him to get opportunities. That's why I love it. And at minus 130, the value's there. I'm also going to take Devon Toews over 0.5 assists at plus 120. He only has 1 assist in this series so far, and he's coming off of probably his worst performance in the playoffs. He had 8 assists, though, between the first 2 series combined. Again, I'm kind of banking on the offense coming back to its typical form, and I'm banking on Devon Toews playing much better than he did the other night. And then finally, I've got CJ Cron over 0.5 RBIs, has RBIs in 4 of the last 5. Did not have an RBI last night, but he's coming off of a 3-hit game down in Miami, a 9-8 game. If anybody is going to, put the Rockies on the board, it's probably my main guy, CJ Cron, one of the few pieces on that team that have been fun to watch this summer.
Yeah, no doubt. He's not Mr. Wednesday night, but on a Wednesday he could still get it going. And yeah, I really like your thinking on Mac. That's why that's our consensus of the night. I think we kind of saw it in the St. Louis series, one of the few series where there were a couple games where Mac wasn't necessarily hitting his shot on goal prop, which he actually did in the loss against Tampa Bay. So actually,
it's one of the few bets I hit.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a reasonable juice for a guy who could very much go off for 9 shots on goal.
Yeah, I thought this would be closer to maybe even minus 200 if it's under 5 shots. I mean, like you said, he could get 5 shots in the first period, and that really wouldn't be that unrealistic.
100%. They're giving the champs some respect. And it's been interesting, if not odd, how the book has treated the Avs this series. Um, maybe slightly too good to be true odds in the last game. This game, it seems like Vegas is saying it's game 4. They're up 2-1. They know the importance of this.
Mm-hmm.
Avs minus 110. Even the team props I was seeing, like over 2.5 goals. The juice is shorter, so the odds have increased to go over 2.5 goals than they were when I gave that pick out before game 3. So the book is seeing this as a bounce back game for the Avs for sure. And maybe saw not like losing 6-2 coming, but saw things being a little more, like Tampa Bay coming out swinging for sure in game 3.
It was bound to happen. I mean, you're
Of course.
defending your, two-time champions back-to-back run.
Yeah.
They're not going to just lay down. They were going to come and they were going to throw the house, and that's what they did. They're
Yeah.
an experienced team with probably the best goaltender in the NHL, but he's been pretty inconsistent these playoffs. Like, he has nights where he looks awesome, and he's had quite a few nights where he's kind of looks like Darcy did the other night too. And I will say, by the way, defense really hung him out to dry. He didn't do anything to help the cause. He didn't make any, special saves to kind of help bail him out. But man, did the Avs look sloppy. So again, just banking on a all around more complete performance defensively. I think the passing is going to be crisper. I think they're going to score some goals. And I think you're just going to see an Avs team led by MacKinnon that comes out and, goes for the throat because they know it's at stake here and nobody wants this series tied back up.
Yep, exactly. No, you're right. The defense was basically drunk the last game, seemed to kind of get rattled as Tampa closed it. And I still sustain, like we are this close to Tampa losing that challenge on the first Valenchushkin goal. And then basically it's over.
It was bad vibes from the start to get a goal overturned. Like, yeah. I mean, the Avs have been so composed. It wouldn't have surprised me if they would have rebounded, but I just feel like given the way that game 2 had gone, if that goal stands, I'm not sure Tampa comes back, and instead it, completely reinvigorates the arena. You've got, second life, and then they came out and they took advantage of it. So credit to them.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these goal sports, man. Goals change momentum. Goals change games. And, the Avs have been really good about bouncing back from giving up the first goal in other series. And yeah, it's the champs too. So you got to give credit to them. Let's go to my big 3. Obviously, we talked about the consensus of the night. I just think Max primed for a bounce back. And I also love that juice on minus 130. As Justin was saying, like really anything better than minus 150 on this prop is just like set and forget. I am shocked that the sportsbook has yet to adjust to the total in this series and do what they had to do in every other series the Avs were in these Stanley Cup playoffs and simply say, you know what, we got to add that half point. 6 isn't enough. You got to make this 6.5. And actually the juice just increased on the over. You can get that at plus 100. So really nice juice, but
placing that right now.
Yeah, come on. This series just, it's not going to be low scoring because the Avs like to do this thing where they outshoot teams 2-1 only to be neck and neck on goals. So, and you can say that's on Darcy, you can say whatever. It just seems like their open style can lead to that sometimes. And as you mentioned, Vasilevsky, very inconsistent. Obviously, Darcy, fairly inconsistent. And I mean, these are just teams with like firepower and who are going to put up goals. Anything under 6 or anything, under 6 just seems silly. And then I have absolutely loved these plus minus player props. Cale Makar, obviously on this prop is this cold killer. He's hitting this at a 2-1 rate this entire postseason. And, the juice at plus 125 is really, really nice. And you're getting to ride the fact that he had a -3 in game 1. So, you know, if you think the Avs are going to win, it's kind of safe to assume that Cale Makar is going to have a plus minus of at least 1 or better. And at plus 130, you're getting a little increased juice. So there you go. That's my big 3 for you.
I love it, man. Best player in the world.
Can't go wrong. I want to check his Conn Smythe odds because for a minute they went absolutely absurd. Minus 150 right now with Vasilevsky plus 380 as the only other one within reach. Holy shit.
I considered teasing MacKinnon there just in case like he absolutely goes off. You know what I mean? Like we could have a goal explosion. Like that wouldn't shock me, but Cale would really have to blow it, I think, to lose it at this point. Well, assuming that the Avs, in fact, win the series.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And I did hedge a couple rounds ago taking a Vasilevsky Conn Smythe bet, just because I thought if it's either the Avs,
the logical choice. Like that's the only way they're winning this series is if he just plays out of the world.
Right. And I kind of saw it as the only way the Avs lose it is someone like that stands on their head and kind of steals it from them. After that, Val, not to come back to it, an old goal, or before it was annulled, I was thinking after that goal, like, holy cow, Val Conn Smythe might be like sneaky, intriguing here. So, but no, I guess that's fine. What was the comment from Mike Trout? I missed that.
If we pay for his YouTube subscription, he'll be able to place bets at the same time, which I get it, man. It's tough out there. All these streaming services just keep getting more and more expensive. They're killing us. Gas prices, groceries. That's why we got to win these bets so that we can.
Yeah, you got to win the bets
to live.
And Cale Makar just won the Norris, so that was actually a huge one for the community. Big withdrawal night for me. So yeah, now we just got to get the cup. And Justin, I don't know, man. I added them all up. I'm in for 20 NBA draft props, so I might need some help on this. And only at DraftKings Sportsbook, man, though, where they have you covered on everything. Oh, you want a free NBA draft pool? Boom, they got it. You want to bet on Conn Smythe odds? You want to SGP it up? You want a pre-cooked SGP? They have you covered. Actually, you can even go. The app's so beautiful right now. You go Sportsbook and then Stanley Cup. Boom, and it has this nice little personalized page for you. We've clearly it's the only app that actually has accurate game times. They are the best. They are the homies, and most of all, they somehow remain a loyal sponsor of this here podcast, despite all the nonsense we give out. And despite all the winners, DraftKings Sportsbook losing money on the picks that we give out, especially now that Cale Makar has won the Norris, Colin Morikawa, all the epic stuff we've done on this show.
Jokic back-to-back MVPs.
Come on, that's been an absolute killer. Anytime Justin's on here, you're hitting SGPs left and right. DraftKings Sportsbook standing by us through and through, always and forever. And if you're a new user, Stanley Cup playoff final. Didn't put the S at the end. That was hard. Bet on that. $5 to win $150. My sources tell me you don't even have to get that bet right. So what a deal on top of all the other great stuff that we just mentioned. DraftKings Sportsbook, man, the Kings. Number one, must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus and a first bet match when you use that code DNVR. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Pardon me. Yeah, went a little fast on that one.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was telling Ryan, I heard another podcast, not on our network. And it wasn't DraftKings Sportsbook. So, of course, I'm going to trash their sportsbook read. But they dared to put that disclaimer in sped up.
Like they just did it. Like they edited it?
Yeah, they edited it, and it was like times2. Instead of just reading it fast like a gangster.
Just do it like be a professional, guys. Come on now.
Jeez, man, real amateur
out there.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
disgusting. I'm glad that you get it, Justin. Yeah, do we have a dilemma today? Yeah, he's at the bar, but he's there. Who's scoring goals today? And do we want to build our tableside Caesar? We already put a nice little theory out there of how to make that happen, or a pre-cooked SGP. Because that's what
I think we got to
DraftKings
build our own, because that's more fun.
If the SGP King says we build our own, we're building our own, folks.
I will say, though, the Norris winner is intriguing, and that's Colorado Avalanche to win, Cale Makar to score a goal, Colorado Avalanche over, basically Colorado Avalanche to score in the first period, and Colorado Avalanche over 2.5 team goals. That's at plus 525. So basically, like, all you need for that to hit, you need Cale Makar to score, you need the Avs to score in the first, and you need them to win, because they're going to score 3 goals if they win this game.
Yes.
So at plus 525, the juice is pretty good there.
And you just need to score one first period goal. It doesn't need to be the first goal. It doesn't need to be in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you just need a goal.
Yeah, honestly, Bobby Makar getting one in the net is probably the hardest part of this parlay.
Yeah. I mean, that's anytime, though. Anytime you go with a goal scorer in your parlay. Yeah. But that's also how you get the best juice.
Right.
And if you're not going with Makar, I would say then you just go with MacKinnon at plus 140 and, hope that one of the stars leads the way.
I like that. Or like some of the unsung heroes of these finals.
Or Nichushkin, or,
right.
I mean, Comfort. Right. If you really want to go for a long shot, Comfort had like 5 really great opportunities in that last game.
I love that call. Yes. Right, because then our other options are, excuse me, Lightning strike twice, which has Stamkos, Lightning to win the first period, which again, trickier than what we have in play for our first period on that other one. Stamkos to score a goal and the Lightning to score first. Which again could be that you have a scoreless first period and then that screws you. That's plus 450. Everything is horrible about that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously on this show, we're not rooting for any of those things to happen, but
no doubt.
That's just like, that's not that great of a bet. You need a lot of really, finite things to go your way. I did not use that word right. You need a lot of things to go your way right away. Whereas this Makar one, you have a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah.
I think we go with MacKinnon. I think we just ride the Mac train. We think he's going to get a lot of shots on goal tonight. I just think he's going to come out with his head on fire.
Yeah, I mean, if I know Mac the way I think I know Mac, I think you're absolutely right. Another one would be shoot or shoot over 5.5 goals, Val to score, Mac to score, and then Kucherov to score. But Kucherov was not.
He was looking a little dinged up at the end after that cross check.
Yeah, hockey guys are tough as nails, so he'll probably be playing. But
all I'll say is if you can do an SGP with 3 guys and correctly predict 3 scores, you need to be like doing some insane type betting that's way above this, because that you've got the gift at that point.
Well, there was one game where all the big names scored. It must have been the Western Conference Finals. It was like Mac.
It was probably that Makar, Edmonton game
Nico.
where it was like 7-6 or whatever.
Yeah, and Draisaitl, and since then we've been trying to make a goal scorer SGP, and it's not working out great. That one is plus 1,300 though, so intriguing there. Let's build our own. Take us to the promised land, Justin. No more messing around. And yes, the murmurs are Kadri.
The reports are that he will be back.
We shall see
how effective he is. We shall see. But I think having him out there is a big emotional boost for the team. So I'll take it.
Well, just having that two-way, I mean that two-way forward in your lineup should make a huge difference with how high the stakes are, obviously, and how disciplined Tampa is. Shit.
And then you need another guy that can go 2-way, especially after losing Burakovsky.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I already said MacKinnon, anytime goal scorer. We'll put that in at plus 140. I like Colorado Avalanche over 3.5 goals at plus 150. You could, if you want to play on the safe side, you could do over 2.5. But my gut is that the offense is coming. I'm going for 4, trying to get the juice up a little bit.
Yep.
And then it makes me a little bit nervous, but I think you throw the puck line in at -1.5. You can get that at +220. That's really going to jack up the value substantially. Obviously, if it goes to OT, you could get screwed. If it ends up being, tight late, you could get screwed. But I don't know. I feel like the Avs win by 2 or 3 goals tonight.
So it's Avs over 3.5, Avs puck line -1.5, and Mac to score at +500. Do I have that right? And you can boost that to +625 is what I'm seeing. Got a 25% boost. That's nice, man. That feels safe. That feels right. It's the puck line you're getting a little crazy.
The puck line is the most dangerous, and obviously anytime, you're projecting a goal scorer, it's tough. But I like that you have more flexibility here with the goal total. You have, the entire game to hit the puck line, assuming it doesn't go to OT, you have time. Whereas some of those pre-cooked ones, it's like you need them to be winning after the first. And at that point, if you don't hit it, you're already screwed.
Yeah, you do need that first period goal on that Makar one, which is +525 for 4 legs versus your +500 for 3 legs, which is interesting. I'm going to take both of those, man. I'm going to take both of those, the pre-cooked and yours. If I had to give out, they could. They absolutely could. Yeah, that'd be fun. And if we had to go goal scorers, Mac for sure. Val and I'm a Lecky guy.
I like Nichushkin. I'm rolling with Nichushkin with you on that. He's playing the best hockey of his career. He's got the swag with the chain out. All the Nichushkin stock, I want it, and he's about to get paid this offseason, so I'm just trying to enjoy it while he still can.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about NBA draft stuff or?
We could. There's
there's
a free pool on the NBA draft. I had to consult with you on Notre Dame standings in that one. So if you would like to get in on that, I think so much of what I got into on the NBA draft, the long shots, my best bets out there are bets that are now, the odds have significantly decreased. Like say I got Ben Mathurin at +650 to go 5th overall. Now he's +175. I got Keegan Murray to go 4th overall at +500. Now he's +115. 2 long shots I think could still have some decent value are one is the Gabriele Procida, the Italian guy. You've probably never heard of him. No one has. I've barely heard of him, and I'm Italian. But him to go in the first round is +1,500. He is the ultimate dream on, toolsy, high upside draft and stash guy. And you have 3 teams in the 20s with multiple picks, like the Spurs, Grizz, and Nuggets, who can only have so many rookies on their roster, and thus could be enticed by a guy like that to be stashed at +1,500. Yeah, and we go local. Also, I'll stop on the draft stuff. Let's do this pool though. I do think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So jump in pool. You'll see the free NBA hoops draft challenge. And did I do this already? So I can't see my picks. Can you talk me through those and I can tell you what I selected?
I think so. I'm trying to find it. When I go to the draft, this isn't good broadcast right now. But...
Oh, no, you're good. Go up top. We have pools here after Flash Bets Dynasty. They've changed it around. The app's always be.
I was going to say, every time I get used to it, then they move something around, and then I don't know where it is. Oh, yeah, here we go. My bad.
No, you're good. And
Cool.
then you scroll down. It's like the 6th one down. Free 10K Wrangler Hoops draft.
All right, let's do it. Sponsored by Wrangler.
Yeah.
Who will be the first overall pick? Jabari Smith Jr., Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, or any other player?
The DraftKings
Vegas
Sportsbook
says it's Jabari by a mile.
It's
right?
Jabari by a mile. So we should stay with Jabari because that's the safe one. Not time to get crazy now. And then Chet number 2, and then Paolo 3. Yeah. Just follow
Who will be the
DraftKings
fourth? That's where it gets interesting. You said you bet on Keegan Murray.
I'm a big Keegan Murray guy. I think the Kings, if they were to draft Jaden Ivey, this would be 4 years in a row. They've drafted a point guard essentially with their first pick. We saw them try to get out of that with the Sabonis trade, or the Tyler Halliburton, Tyrese rather, last trade deadline. I don't think they're going down that rabbit hole. I think they would be intrigued by the safest prospect in this draft, which is Keegan.
Counter, I think they're still trying to move some of those other guards.
That's possible as well. Yes.
Man, the Kings throw a wrench in all this because it's just like,
and everyone's trying to trade up at 4. So that's what this bet and this prop is. You are not betting on him being the pick for the Kings. You're betting on him being the 4th overall pick. So say the Pacers wanted to move up from 6 to 4 and trade Chris Duarte, which has been put out there. That would screw your prop, because all of a sudden Jadeveon Ivey is just the 4th overall pick, and the Kings still end up with Keegan Murray, like I thought, at 6th overall potentially, but you don't hit your bet. So
I think I would go with Ivy. Our guy Harrison Wynn yesterday on TDSP said he would take Ivy 1st overall if he was a GM.
Yeah, which is interesting. Since I'm in on these other props for the pool, I did go Ivy here just to play it safe, and then we'll get a little crazy on some of the other ones.
All right, the 5th overall pick, we can get Keegan Murray, Shaden Sharp, Jaden Ivey, Dyson Daniels, AJ Griffin, or the field.
Ben Matherin's not available there as the 5th.
That's why I was like, I think I'm going with the field in that scenario.
I think the field is very, very intriguing. Yep. Go the
when
field.
will the first guard be taken? Picks 1 through 3, picks 4, 5, pick 6, 7, or pick 8 or later. So we went 4, 5.
4, 5, exactly. You assume that if Ivy were to be passed on by the Kings, the Pistons at 5 would pounce on that to make a lethal
He'd
pairing.
be a fun fit with Cunningham, man.
Yeah, agreed. Big time.
Number of players drafted in the first round from the ACC, over or under 4.5?
This one I had to ask you about because Notre Dame factors into this. So basically, we assume 3 Duke guys are locks for the top 15. Mark Williams, AJ Griffin, and Paolo Banchero. Wendell Moore, the mocks and the odds of him to go in round 1 have really rocketed to where he's in the minus 380s. So Duke alone has you covered with 4 guys.
I was going to say, I just have more in the first round at this point. So then if you get the kid from Notre Dame, you get any Tar Heels, like you're in a great spot.
Take the over, exactly, locked up.
Right. Number of players drafted in the first round from the SEC, over, under 5.5. That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. And what I found is you're going to have 2 Auburn guys, Jabari Smith, Walker Kessler. You're going to have 2 Kentucky guys because I think Shaden Sharp will be counted as a Kentucky guy. Yep, and Ty. You're going to have Tari Eason out of LSU. That's 5. Mm-hmm. It comes down to Kennedy Chandler, a 6-foot-tall, former 5-star recruit point guard who does everything right but doesn't fit the modern NBA at all because of his size. Because of that, I think I'm going under.
I was going to say, I think I'm taking the under.
I'm going under.
Also, I think I think there's a small chance Walker Kessler slides out of the first round.
Yes, too. As well. Yep.
I love him. He's one of my favorite college players, but we'll see. Yeah. Number of players drafted in the first round from the Big 12, over, under 3.5. You're going to get 2 from Kansas.
2 from Kansas, 1 from Baylor. Yeah.
Outside of that, though, trying to think of who I could be missing off the top of my head.
It would be like Kendall Brown, the other Baylor guy.
Uh-huh.
It would be, it's not a ton of dudes for.
Yeah, I think you got to take the under.
12.
I mean,
you got to take the under.
Somebody could surprise you, but that's the safe play.
You got to take the under. 3.5, you said. Excuse me. Yeah, take the under. Take the under.
And finally, will there be a trade in the top 5 on draft day? Any move?
Comes down to the Kings, man. I think it comes
what did
down
the
to
Kings
the Kings
do? What did you go with?
I went with no. But now that I think about it, the Kings could be likely, and never overlook, Houston or OKC wanting to hoard more future picks.
It's a good point. I don't know what they're ever going to do with them, but just keep collecting.
OKC apparently has 14 picks for the next 5 years. There's not enough roster spots for that.
That's what I'm like. I don't even know if I necessarily think that's a good position to be in the NBA, because you'd have to give up half of them to land anybody of substance anyways, if you're talking about an impactful player right now, like an established NBA player. Right. Unless they're, unprotected or something like that. And if you're OKC, you're not going to do that because you don't want to risk giving up a lottery pick. So it's just weird strategy with them. Mm-hmm. And they've got Gilgeous-Alexander, who I love, and it's like, just build around him.
I know.
I'm gonna say no as well. I'm gonna rock with you. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Any other bets you want to throw out? Oh, one just real quick. Rockies Marlins over 7.5 runs. Get that at -120. 17 combined runs last night. Colorado averages 10 and Miami averages 8.8. So over 7.5. You're just banking on those teams doing what they tend to do. Also, Colorado, 8 of their last 9 games against NL East teams have gone over. That stat courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings. I would also take Pablo Lopez, Miami starting pitcher, over 6.5 strikeouts. You can get that at +120. He's had at least 5 strikeouts in 11 of 13 games, had 5 at Coors Field against Colorado, but he's much better at home than he is on the road. And this is just like 2 of those teams where they go for the long ball. They prioritize it. Right. So it's a lot of home runs or it's a lot of strikeouts. I like that you can get it at plus money.
Love that, man. Fantastic. He's Justin Michael, always on it. The SGP King. Check out all his stuff at the MVR Rams. Go Avs, man. Thanks for joining us, Justin. Yeah. And Yaya, is this your last show before you get married? Yeah, yes.
Congrats, buddy.
It's really crowded.
I hope you have a great.
It's loud, but it's my last bet show before I get married.
Let's go. So yeah, congratulations. Much love to you, my man. And
Yaya's fiance making the futures bet of the century, locking down our man Yaya. Does not get any better than that.
I'm Mr. Irrelevant of 2022 draft. Just letting you know when it comes to
That's all for bets. Best luck on your bets. And again, go Avs. Thanks, Justin.